Playbook for Performance, the official podcast of Shauna Corden, the Joan of Arc for corporate healing and performance. Join the quest to make work fun again by preparing leadership for engaging workplaces. And now, your host.
Hello and welcome everybody to another edition to the Playbook for Performance podcast. I'm your host, Shauna Corden. My mission is to make work fun again by building better leaders. So this month, for the next 20 weeks, we're going to be talking about building your personal foundation by building some resilience and doing activities to make 2023 just fantastic for you. And we've already covered a couple of topics already. If you'd like, you can download the theme sheet from our site. Check it out in the show notes there. But it's a great way to plan these activities. They don't need to be done in order. So if you've missed 1 and 2 and you want to start this week, no problem. That's not a problem. Just join us. Again, we're trying to build your resilience. When we talk about resilience, we really mean that we want you to be flexible and bend like a willow does in the wind versus break like an oak. And we've had some tough times. Tough times make strong people. But if you feel like maybe you're not as strong as you'd like to be, this is a great way to build that. So let's get started on today's lesson. Today is really talking about 10 daily habits. So if you are a listener, you've probably heard me refer to a couple of books in the past. One being The Power of Habit by Charles Duhig. The second being Atomic Habits by James Clear. Those are both excellent books that talk about how habits work. There's a cue, there's a routine, and there's a reward. So the cue might be your alarm going off, the routine is getting out of bed, and the reward is hopefully getting excited about your day. So that's a good example of that. Now, we all have habits that we conduct each and every day. Most of our habits are what we call automatic. We've done them so many times, we really don't think about it. So if you think about the way you take a shower, at least for me, I get in, I get wet, I put on the shampoo. While my shampoo's sitting, I soap up, I rinse, I put on conditioner, and so on. I don't really have to think about these things. And that helps us. We want probably 80% of our activities to be automatic so that we're so proficient. We don't really have to put a lot of conscious thought into it. Think about the time that you learned to drive a car. You were probably super nervous. You didn't have the radio on. You checked all your mirrors continually. And now that you've been driving for quite some time, you probably are guilty of doing things like me where you're steering with your knees and you got the radio on and you're eating a sandwich and you're quite comfortable with that because you think, I can do this because I know what to anticipate. I know what to look for. I know what the warning signs are. So we want your life to be that proficient, that automatic. And we also want the things that are that automatic to be the things that feed you. So feeding you meaning they make you feel better. So let's get into some examples here. So James Clear goes into this in quite amount of detail in terms of the book Atomic Habits, that really successful habit changing starts with identity. So if you think about people who are offered a cigarette, those that are kind of on the fence, they have an approach where they say, I'm trying to quit. Others say, I don't smoke, right? Or I'm not a smoker, right? That's an identity. And so what is your identity about yourself? How do you think of yourself? Now, I personally am going through the 75 hard challenge right now. I think it's been tough. And I won't steal the thunder. I do recommend that you look up what 75 Hard is all about. But part of the identity and my intent in going after this challenge is to build my mental toughness. And I want to adopt as part of my identity being mentally tough. So the other thing we really want you to think about are the things that feed you. So you may not enjoy the habit in the moment, but you enjoy the benefit. I floss my teeth religiously. I don't particularly enjoy flossing my teeth, but I do love the feeling of clean teeth. I love going to the dentist and the dentist fawning over my teeth saying, oh, you have such beautiful teeth, and I don't have cavities. So that's an example. I don't relish taking my vitamins. I did move to gummy vitamins this year because I thought it would be more fun. I'm going to go back to regular vitamins because I don't need that sugar. But I love not getting sick, so I feel like my vitamins support my immune system, keep me healthy, etc. So don't just think about things that are fun for you, but think of things that feed you. I love to read. Reading is a great habit. I love the appearance of a tidy room. I make my bed each day. So those are some examples. Through the 75 Hard program, I have gone from drinking a lot of water. I was always targeting like half my body weight in ounces, and I'm doing 1 million more ounces than that because I've got to drink 1 gallon of water a day. So these are some things that you can think about. The other things you want to think about are eliminating those things that drag you down. So it could be that it frustrates you that you can't find your keys each morning. Regina Leeds, the author of 1 Year to an Organized Life, says that is the most common drama that is played out every morning across America, or where are my keys? So maybe it's putting up a hook that helps you hang your keys each night in the same place. It could be that you have a friend that calls you and they just like to complain and it drags you down. Well, maybe eliminate that conversation each day or that phone call each day. So we want you to choose habits that you really want to do. And we want ones that give you energy. We want you to have fun with them. Could be playing with your dog. Could be playing a puzzle. I'm a Wordle fan. I play Wordle each day. I do the crossword puzzle each day. Those are part of my habits. We always want to make sure that you're choosing habits that you want to do versus you think you should do. Now, a should is a pressure that comes from someone else that thinks you should do it versus that you have this intrinsic motivation to do it. Your dentist thinks you should floss your teeth. Your mother thinks you should become an accountant. Those kinds of things. We want to avoid those things. We want you to say, I'm the one that's really into numbers and accuracy. I'm the one that wants to be the accountant. Or I'm the one that loves not having cavities. I'm the one that wants to floss teeth. So we want to make them really simple. But first of all, what we want you to do is really start with 20. Brainstorm 20 things you could do. And then we want you to narrow it down to 10 and then see if you can practice those 10 daily for a week. At the end of the week, we really want you to evaluate. Do I feel better for having done these things? Does it make me feel better about myself? Do I feel like my health is improving? My finances are improving? My environment's improving? My relationships are improving? Okay. We do want you to consider enrichment. Think of the things that you do just on the holidays or just on your birthday or just on the weekend. Could you improve the quality of your life by incorporating those things now? So maybe you only have pancakes on the weekend and you love pancakes. What about having pancakes every day? What would it take to do that? Same thing with rituals. Maybe you only light a candle when you're going to take a bath or light a candle for a holiday. Well, what would it be like if you had a candle lit each dinner evening? Things like that. The other thing we want you to consider are previous successes. Over the course of your lifetime, you have probably gone in and out of habits. You've developed a habit, then you lost it. What helped you create those habits successfully? Which ones really fed you? Which ones were positive changes? One of the techniques we always want to recommend when you're trying to establish a new habit is that you do it immediately before an already established habit. So hopefully everybody brushes their teeth each night. Let's say you wanted to do 10 push-ups as a habit. You would do that immediately before you brush your teeth. If you haven't done it, you pick up your toothbrush. Hopefully it's a little trigger, like a temporal landmark that says, oh, I haven't done my push-ups. You actually put the toothbrush down, do the push-ups, then pick it up again. We don't want you to say, oh, I'll do that after I brush my teeth. It's not very successful. So that's called the Premack method. Came from a psychologist in the 60s, I think. So this is just a little soundbite on the 10 daily habits. Again, anything's possible. You could have all fun things. I had a client years and years ago who did the 10 daily habits during a summer, and she called it her summer of hedonism. She did great little things like kind of like a bath bomb for the shower. She had perfume all the time. She had fresh flowers, things like that. So you can make this whatever you'd like to make it. And we really encourage you to have fun with it. But the goal is to feed you, to give you more energy and have a more positive outlook. So we want you to encourage your friends and family to join you on this 20-week challenge of building your personal resilience. A rising tide lifts all boats, so we want you to grow together. And again, don't forget you can download the theme sheet at our site. If you have questions about the challenge or any of the particular lessons, you can send a message to podcast@shawnacorden.com, and we'll try to address it in our next podcast. Thanks. See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Playbook for Performance. To learn more about Shauna Corden, her consulting programs and tools, please visit her website at shawnacorden.com and follow us on social media at Shauna Corden.